up, Blerd? It's your boy JusRzd, and today we're actually going to review. It's gonna be a little bit different of a review, but we're actually gonna review, and I'm gonna give my thoughts on Batman: The Caped Crusader. I finally finished it. I've been meaning to do this video for a while, but I finally finished it. I was super hyped, knowing that this was coming out. Knowing that they were going back to a Batman the Animated Series type of vibe and type of style. I think this particular this particular series is either set in the 40s or set in the 60s. I don't remember exactly. I think it's the 60s though. But it's interesting going into it. You can see their design. Everybody's kind of wide and broad shouldered. From the women to the men, everybody kind of wide and broad shouldered. So it's going back to that old school animation style. It was pretty dope. I know it's been receiving a lot of backlash and controversy as far as the show and the wokeness of the show. I really hate the way people have taken that word and made it something that it was never meant to be. Everything is super woke. Everything is super. It's just so frustrating to hear people use that word in context of TV shows and movies when they're just because they have a diverse cast, or they have a movie that's supposed to be empowering towards a specific demographic. Now all of a sudden it's woke. It's like, bro, chill out. Chill out. If you step outside for a hot second, you'll realize, guess what? It's people that don't look like you outside. It's people that don't look like you outside of your four walls. Like, there's women, there's men, there's people who choose not to identify. There's people of different races, ethnicities, cultures, nationalities. Like, bro, people are different. So if somebody wants to shoot a film or shoot a series and they want to include those different people and have a more diverse cast, what is wrong with that? As long as it's not hurting the story, what are we doing? What are we talking about? As long as that doesn't become your main plot point for your story, unless that's what your story was about to begin with, what are we doing? But anyway, it just frustrates me to no end when people just harp in on that to the point where they choose not to even enjoy a good series. This series was actually decent. Was it the best series ever? Was it better than Batman the Animated Series? No, it wasn't. Was it a dope nostalgia trip with an intriguing story that's just beginning to unfold in 10 episodes? Yes. Yes, it was. I can't remember if it was 8 or 10 episodes, but I know it was one of them. But I want to say it was 10 though. But it was a dope show. It was a dope show, dope series. Like I said, this review is going to be a little bit different because Amazon decided to drop this all at once. I low-key binged it while I was folding my laundry. I'm not going to hold you. I just had to take some time, folding shirts, folding pants, folding drawers, and I'm just like, okay, next episode. I'm folding laundry, binging this junk. So it was a dope, like I said, Batman, I grew up on Batman the Animated Series, so it was a dope nostalgia trip for me. Did they have gender swaps with certain characters? Yes. Did it matter? No. Like, did it matter? No, of course not. Because they didn't make that the crux of that character. They gender swapped Penguin. A lot of people had issue with it, but she was still Penguin at the end of the day. She still acted as if she was Penguin. She still had the personality of Penguin. She was just a woman. Okay. Like that, okay. It's not that big of a deal. They gender swap characters in the comics all the time. They do that in other shows as well. Like, what are we talking about? Come on, guys. Grow up. But anyway, it just frustrates me to no end with certain fandoms and certain sects of people just, like I said, harp in on one specific minor detail to the point where they can't even enjoy a series for what it is. And yeah, the series was good to me. It was cool. It was a decent series. I'll give my rating later, but it was a decent series. It was pretty cool. All 10 episodes were dope. My only issue with this particular show was a specific character's origin / development that they showed, and that, spoiler warning, we're gonna be talking about this whole series, this whole video. That was Harley Quinn. The way they did her origin and just showed her development, and then kind of killed her off in the same episode. It was kind of like the way they did all that, and then kind of the way they showed her development, the way they showed her, they slowly but surely showed her development over the beginning of the series, and then the way they showed like her villainy and her motivation, and then kind of killed her all in the same episode of showing all that. It was allegedly killed her because we didn't see a body, so she could still be alive. It was I don't know. It was weird for me because it was just like, that wasn't Harley Quinn. You feel me? Like that wasn't her origin story. Like she was a character that was created specifically for Batman the animated series. She wasn't even a comic book character. She was created specifically for that show. And so I get, because they made her like pretty much the Joker's woman in the show, I get them kind of wanting to separate her from him, and they've been doing it in the comics, they've been doing it in the movies and in the TV shows and stuff like that, and she's kind of become her own entity, which is dope. I just didn't like the origin that they gave her. Like, it was cool at first seeing her help so many people as a therapist, but it was weird seeing her transition to villainy and seeing what she was doing behind the scenes. It was just like, this is what we doing. Like, this is what we doing. It's kind of, it was just a little off-putting. It was a little weird. I ain't personally like it. I wasn't mad at her being cool with Barbara. I wasn't mad at her being friends. I wasn't even mad with her taking Officer Montoya out on a date. Cool. Officer Montoya is gay in the comics, so it is what it is. I ain't really had no issue with that. But I just didn't like her. I didn't like what they were doing on her villainy side, and then they kind of killed her off allegedly in the same episode. And I was like, well, I mean, there's one character that they built up well. I did like what they did throughout the series with Barbara Gordon. That was dope. I love Jim Gordon as him being the commissioner, and him being pretty much not only the commissioner, but him being like one of the good cops, as we all know that he is in Gotham, and just showing the villainy and the crookedness in all the other cops. I like that they dealt with Batman, this being his early years, like maybe year 3, year 4. He's still kind of like an urban legend or a myth amongst villain chatter and amongst the underbelly of Gotham. So like the police know about him, but they're like, is he real for real, or is he not? Is he a villain? Is he a vigilante? Is he a hero? Like, we don't know where to place him, and the villains are kind of in the same boat. We don't know where to place him, but we heard about this dude dressed up like a bat. Is he real? Is he not? So that I thought that aspect was dope. My favorite episode, I'm not even gonna hold you, my favorite episode was probably the Clayface episode, where they did the original Clayface, where he was an actor and he was getting back at all of he was pretty much a bitter actor who got his show canceled or his movie canceled or whatever, and he was trying to get back at the original cast. So I really enjoyed that episode particularly. That's probably my favorite episode of the series. But overall, I'm not even gonna hold you, overall, out of all 10 episodes, I'll probably rate this particular series, I'll give it a 7.5. I give it a 7.5. It was a solid series. It was decent. It was a great nostalgia trip. It was dope the way they executed certain themes. I love what they did with Barbara. I love what they did with Jim. I'm excited to see more. I want to see how they build from this point. Because one thing about Batman the Animated Series, he had great stories. He had great episodes. And I understand every episode ain't gonna be a 10. But I do hope that Amazon in the future, with future seasons of Batman Cape Crusader, if it gets future seasons, that they do a weekly drop instead of a all at once drop. Just because I wanted to review it, but after I had binged it, I was like, well, I mean, I didn't necessarily have to binge it, but I'm cool with doing weekly drops for proven properties. If it's a brand new series that I don't know nothing about, cool, drop it all at once. We can figure it out as we go along. But that's my take on Batman the Cape Crusader. Like I said, I give it a 7.5 overall. I'm excited to see if they get a season 2. But don't forget to comment below. Let me know how you feel about it. Let me know if you watched it. Let me know if you enjoyed it. Don't forget to like the channel. Don't forget to like the video. Don't forget to share the video, subscribe to the channel, and hit that notification bell so you can be notified the next time that we drop a video. And never forget, it's FreeSoul to the show free. Let's get it.